Sorry, Finance Minister Arun Jaitley has hit out at Rahul Gandhi and the Congress party in a blog titled The Compulsive Contrarian and His Manufactured Logic. The Finance Minister says, and we quote, "The compulsive contrarians had no qualms about manufacturing falsehood. They could concoct arguments even if they went against the general interest of the country. They could masquerade corruption as crusade does. They could adopt double standards whenever it suited them." His blog goes on to cite several instances such as the Justice Loya case, the Rafale case and the CBI issue to illustrate that point that Rahul and his party are making baseless allegations against the Modi government. Let's go straight across to my colleague Sunil Prabhu, who's tracking the developments. Sunil, what is the biggest takeaway for you as Arun Jaitley has come up with yet another blog?
Well, I think the most important aspect is that despite his ill health, Mr. Arun Jaitley, who has gone for a medical checkup to the United States, and a day after Rahul Gandhi, said that we are 100% behind you and your family at this time and completely support you. Mr. Arun Jaitley has responded with, of course, a compulsive contrarian, not naming Rahul Gandhi or his party, but making a direct attack on a number of cases. And I think the most important is, of course, of the recent events of the CBI case, because this is the first time the government is trying to defend itself. And on this, he says that no less than Mr. Karge, who was a petitioner in the case, should have recused himself and said that there was a clear bias in this entire matter. And of course, saying that in Justice Loya's case, though Mr. Karge had not made any allegations against him, saying that one way or the other, he had really no conflict of interest, and it was Mr. Karge who should have stayed away. What Mr. Arun Jaitley remains silent about is that who was responsible for appointing the CBI chief in the first place. It was the Prime Minister who insisted on Mr. Alok Verma, and later on, of course, he says that he went hostile, or to use the word, there was a lot of corruption. But clearly, the Prime Minister was responsible for his appointment, and it's in that context now that the controversy continues. Then, of course, speaking about old issues like Justice Loya's case, where there has been a judgment already on the Rafale, where there has been a back and forth, but refusing to talk about a joint parliamentary committee and to going into all aspects, not completely about what the court has gone into. And the recent events of the appointment of two judges, which will be done, who will be sworn in tomorrow, saying that if it comes to your support, like in Justice K.M. Joseph, then you accept it. If it isn't, then it is a different perspective altogether. So it's in that context now, we will have to wait and watch and see how things evolve. But Mr. Arun Jaitley saying he's down but not out, and continuing his attack on the Congress party ahead of the 2019 Lok Sabha elections.